I die, I'm taking those scaleless milk suckers with me.
Circle around!
I need healing!
Go around!
I need aid!
Heal me! Act!
Move to flank!
You've done it! Excellent work!
Let them have it!
Well done, my friend. Lieutenant Kazargi brought me what you found. The pirate leader intends to fill Haven streets with undead slaves, but there's still time to stop them. They're coming from the Fighters Guild. I need someone I can trust to get inside and disrupt their foul rituals. Can I count on you once more? By Alkosh's scaly nethers, I knew you'd come through. Now, the pirates are likely to have the Fighters Guild heavily guarded and locked down. I hand it to you. Found it on a pirate's corpse and recognized the markings. The luck of Rachin was with me. I'm sure the Fighters Guild will approve of you smashing anything that doesn't belong. When you finish, inform Lieutenant Kazarki of your success.
Fire!
Greetings, my friend. You did it. The undead fell in their tracks. The pirates, they surrendered or fled. A good day. They won't tell me. That means it's bad, isn't it? I'm going to die. Truly, your words bring me hope. Lord Garishri isn't here, is he? No. He rallies the people of Haven against the pirates. Please, do not distract him with my fate. If I die from wounds justly earned, I'll greet my ancestors with honor. Tell the Speaker it was an honor to serve him.
Ha! I knew you'd done it the moment those undead fell to tatters. Half of the pirates surrendered on the spot. They must have thought whatever you did to the undead would happen to them next. This means three things. First, you were instrumental in crashing the pirate invasion of Haven. Second, the Dominion's leadership owes you a debt of thanks. And third, I am privileged to be the one who pays it. An honor to fight beside you. I'd like to know why General Andare pulled her Jade Dragoons from Haven. Their absence nearly led to the Jackdaw's success. What? The last I saw, she was carving her way through undead warriors. How bad is it? Nonsense. I'll send for Mages Guild healers to treat her immediately. Don't you worry about Lieutenant Kazarki. She fought like she was born with 6 claws. There's no way she'll go without a fight.
Keep your claws in.
Yes, my vision dream speaks true. You are the one my mistress seeks.
Keeping myself busy here.
Did you know wood elves have...
You're a bold one to approach so fearlessly. Give me a good reason to speak with you. I'll make it seem like you're here at my request. Otherwise, my subjects will think you cut the line and start sizing you up for dinner. How thoughtful. I could hardly turn down such a generous gift, especially with the trouble brewing in Eldenroot. How are you at building embassies? You see, Queen Irene promised one would be built for the Khajit as a gesture of goodwill. But now a year has passed and there's still no Khajit embassy. This has led to no end of headaches. Good question. You wish to serve the Comoran throne? You can start by asking Prince Naaman why his people aren't fulfilling their promises. He's the one who seems to have the entire Elden Tree lodged up his flue. I can say that. I'm the king.
Yes? Quickly now. Don't leave your mouth to hang agape. That again? My sister, Queen Irene, foolishly committed to build the Khajit an embassy months ago. Everything was to be handled through Ambassador Tarinwe at the Aldmeri Embassy. No, you don't get to question me, not after you slew High Kinlady Estri. Do you think I'm one to have a chat with the person who killed my wife? That will break out the Sylphmead and share a good laugh? Then I shall return the favour. Address all further inquiries on the matter to Ambassador Tarinwe. Good day.
You're not one for waiting in lines, are you?
Hey, over here.
How can you ignore your allies like this?
I suppose a wanderer like you wouldn't know what busy looks like. I will demonstrate. Feel free to observe, quietly and from a distance. Oh, forgive my manners. There's so much to do in preparing for Queen Irene's ratification ceremony. Tempers fray, as I'm sure you can understand. But if Prince Naaman sent you, it must be important. What can I do for you? Why would Prince Naaman care about that? If they are too lazy to build their own embassy, can't they afford an inn? Well, of course, I ordered it done. I hired some wood elves to excavate the stone and set aside supplies for Khajit to use. It isn't my fault if the locals couldn't do their jobs. Check our storeroom. The Khajit didn't even bother to pick up the supplies. In the meantime, I'm off to locate Prince Naaman. If he didn't send you here with his blessing, I'll see you face Dominion justice. We'll see what Prince Naaman thinks of your impertinent questions.
That's far enough. The storeroom is off limits. Ambassador Tarinway's orders. She did? That's different then. Show me her orders and I'll stand aside. Then I can't let you inside. Her instructions were very specific. No one gets in without her written permission. I'm to remain at my post until relieved. Except in an emergency, of course. The Khajit could riot. That would be bad. Very bad. Or a fire, of course. But the chances of that happening are slim. Very well. I'll be here waiting on those orders.
Come out! It is no use. The High Elves care nothing about their promises to the Khajit. Nothing will change, no matter how much we shout. Of course, we hoped the ambassador would hear our voice, but it seems those stone walls are too thick. Perhaps the sound of rocks against her embassy walls would bring her out. What? No. But if the ambassador is going to sit in her well-constructed embassy, she won't remain oblivious. A few rocks cluttering against her walls should remind her of what we lack. Thank you, my friend.
What am I going to do? Have to clear all this rubbish before the end of my shift. Ambassador's orders, they said. Do you think so? I wouldn't want to burn down the embassy. You're right. And I can stay here to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Thanks for the suggestion.
Smoke? What's going on?
Where is the guard? And what are you doing here? I'd expected you would solve problems at the embassy, not cause them. Do you realize what's happening out here? Oh, never mind. Explain what you were doing in that storeroom. Why would she do that? Oh, never mind. Well, what did you find? Typical bureaucratic corruption. I expected better of the ambassador. No matter. Supplies can be replaced. What about the Khajit embassy? Did she say why construction hasn't begun? What do you mean, collect stone? That should have happened months ago. They should be ready to build it. I'll talk to the ambassador myself. Put the fear of the Dominion into her. I'm surprised we didn't pass each other on the road. Get to those ruins and find that work crew. I want to know why they haven't done their jobs. I won't have Queen Irene's word impugned by someone else's incompetence.
You there. We need to talk.
Saw you standing over the body of a dead wood elf. Nearly put an arrow in your throat. Good thing I recognize you. Azerith, I'm that stranger. We work directly for King Camoran Eredon. Saw you earlier in the throne room. The king had his suspicions about the missing work crew and asked me to look into it. Seems we both have a stake in this. I know enough. Khajit owed an embassy. They're angry the High Elves are dragging their feet to build it. Seemed like politics until a dozen stonemasons vanished without a trace. The king sent me to find out why. Before the Dominion, King Camoran Eredon nearly lost a civil war. I came to see if the missing stonemasons were targeted by the Blacksap Rebellion. But Blacksap would have displayed the bodies, not left them as food for Horvor. The king suspects Ambassador Tarinwe has been up to no good. Little things, some of her associations. But he can't accuse his allies of undermining the whole alliance. So he sent me to deal with it. Ambassador Tarinwe used criminals to smuggle supplies. Never directly, but enough for us to notice. I'm not saying she had these stonemasons killed, but I'd like to ask her myself. Problem is, there's nothing we can do while she's in the Aldmeri embassy. If she left the embassy, she knows someone's onto her. She'll go to ground, try to flee. Have someone smuggle her out of Grotwood. We should probably stop her. Meet me by the Middens, at the base of the Elden Tree. I'll be there shortly.
Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
They call this place the Middens because it's where all the refuse ends up. We clear them out now and again, but they always come back. Necessary evil, I'm told. Spoke with someone I trust. She's definitely here. We should get moving. We're not far behind her. Capture her, bring her in for questioning. Find proof she's behind this so Prince Naaman doesn't explode with outrage. Never thought I'd hunt a High Elf ambassador. Smugglers, skooma addicts, and more than a few criminals. They keep to themselves, but sometimes they band together to repel outsiders. Kind of like a filthier version of the Dominion. Our goal is to find Ambassador Tarinway before she buys passage out of Grotwood. Staying in the shadows, avoiding unnecessary conflict, that's what I'd do. But there's a lot of ground to search. I'll follow your lead.
See the world, he said. What a joke.
I wasn't always a beggar.
Light it up! Prince Naaman sent someone to the embassy. We have to leave before we're discovered.
Prince Naaman? We had assurances. How can we make him our puppet if we can't control him? It's too late! For the heretics!
On your feet. You're coming with me.
Why? Where are you taking me?
To King Camoran Eredon, where you'll answer for crimes against the Dominion.
You'll have me killed and served for dinner.
Only if you're proven guilty. And if you are, none of us could stomach you. Now get moving! Good working with you. I'll take her from here. You should inform the king of the good news.
You've returned. What have you learned of the Khajit embassy? Oh, good. Nothing I enjoy more than talk of conspiracy. Did the ambassador have a manifesto? They usually have manifestos. No matter. I trust you resolved it. Splendid. I'll allow you the honor of informing Prince Naemon. Why not tell him the duly selected High Elf ambassador was working against the very Dominion she pledged to support? I'll sit in my throne and try not to gloat.
I heard what you said to the king. Ambassador Tarinway, a traitor, my wife's killer, a loyal servant, and I, Queen Iren's representative in Eldenroot, required to thank you for your efforts. Very well. I'll provide no reason to question my duty to the Dominion. We'll interrogate Ambassador Tarinway until we know the extent of her treason. Then she'll die, as all traitors must. But no matter. Your efficiency in resolving this matter was commendable, and the Dominion rewards its servants. Ambassador Tarinway's betrayal could not have been more absolute. She knew the details of the ratification ceremony, which puts Queen Iren at risk. It's my sister's own fault. She thought to appease the Sylvanar and the Main by agreeing to this foolish process. The ratification ceremony ends with the orrery. an ancient device beneath Elden Root. It will divine Queen Iren's capacity to become Empress, or some such. But Ambassador Tarinway assisted in the preparations. I must assume she tried to sabotage the proceedings. Doing so would make Queen Iren look weak. No, we must proceed. You've proven your competence, so I'll ask you to speak with Melaras. He's an expert on the orrery and knows what must be done. Quite pleasant once you grow accustomed to the smell. The preparations for this ratification ceremony seem endless, but I'm up to the task. She asked how she could prove herself their rightful leader. The Sylvanar suggested the orrery nonsense, and the Main agreed. Of course, neither will be present to see it, yet my sister is held to her pledge. How unexpected. Khajiti political excuses are impossible to discern. I know the Main will not be present, and that's all I care to know. As for the Sylvanar, he died on Kenathi's roost. Thought he could negotiate with the filthy sea elves. King Camoran Eridan. It's beneath his city, so there's no turning him away. And myself, of course.
Please don't mind Prince Naaman. Ambassador Tarinway's betrayal is a shock to us all. But no matter, the orrery must work flawlessly for the Queen. That's what we will ensure. Enough to be of service. The orrery hasn't functioned as intended for ages. We planned to use some rather delicate magic to trick it into operation. But if Prince Naaman believes there was sabotage, we must look to an alternative method. Why, we'll look to the past. According to legend, the orrery required a skilled operator, an alien source of power, and a divine spark before it would function. Without all three, it won't do anything but spin. Quite pretty, but not very useful. Conservator Daraneth maintains the orrery and has studied the alien monitoring rituals. Unfortunately, she was called away to South Point for a personal matter. If you can locate her and convince her to return, we'll have our operator. I've researched this a bit. Really, you need to be in 3 places at once. Simple, right? But the Fallen Esti winter site is rumored to hold a relic of the Khajiti thief god. For our purposes, Radchin's mantle will serve as the divine spark, if it's truly there, of course. The heart of a numeral originally brought life to the orrery, according to the texts. It long ago went missing. But a member of the local mages guild named Larinalda theorizes it's in a local Aeliad ruin. She's currently at the Reliquary of Stars, seeking the heart of a numeral. Wonderful! Have anything you find sent directly to the orrery. Once everything is in place, we can begin the ratification ceremony. And do refrain from referring to Conservator Daraneth as a missing element. Frost trolls? Why did they have to... I know the answer lies in the stones. I know it. Frost trolls? Why did they have to go and stir up frost trolls? The walking city of Farlinesti used to spend its winters here. Since then, the Farlinesti faithful come on pilgrimage to pray for its return. But Dominion soldiers pressed the pilgrims into service. They made them dig. Well, they dug up frost trolls. General Endare ordered them to find Regine's mantle. She believes it's under the Falinesti winter site. But Regine's mantle is the relic of a trickster god. She doesn't comprehend the dangers. It must be kept out of General Endare's hands. I'll take any help you can offer. General Endare has a reputation of being incredibly thorough, whether on the battlefield or off. If the rumors are correct and Regine's mantle is truly here, she will find it. Unless we were to find it first. I'm concerned about its misuse. Unless you're prepared to handle them correctly, relics such as these can corrode you. I would tell General Endare myself, but I don't trust her intentions. Not after she pressed these pilgrims into service. Then she's in luck. I served the 8 divines before joining the Mages Guild. I know what must be done to safely transport a relic such as Regine's mantle. We'll just need to find it before General Endare does. The Falinesti faithful believe the Welkin stones hold the memories of the walking city. Earlier, I heard soldiers speaking of the same stones. If you can see me past the frost trolls, perhaps we can see what the stones have to do with Regine's mantle. Regine is a Khajit trickster god, also worshipped by thieves and deceivers. The Khajit swap tales of Regine's greatest pranks. It is said his 7 shadows do his bidding throughout Tamriel. Yes, each shadow reflects a different aspect of Regine's personality and power. This could be a convenient metaphor, actual living shadows, or something else entirely. I have a theory, but until I can support it, speculation is less than useless. Perhaps the Welkin stones will reveal more. A famous High Elf general, or infamous, depending on who you ask. Her Jade Dragoons are well respected, but she has an aggressive reputation. Last I heard, she was in Haven. A very good question, which raises another. Regine's mantle is a Khajit legend. Why does she seek it out in Grahtwood, the home of the Wood Elf King? What could have brought it to the Falinesti winter site? Arms as tall as a person, an endless hunger, and jaws that can snap off a horse's leg in a single bite. Why am I afraid of frost trolls? The real question is, why aren't you? Let's see what these stones reveal.
Who are you? What brings you into my home?
A simple thief of hearts, come to steal yours from this walking city.
Steal my heart or steal your loins? For your arrow looks a quiver.
Such a lowly mouse can dine anywhere, a trait we both share. What service to our palates should we conjoin in feast?
I am a married woman, so you must starve, unless you care to feast upon yourself.
There must be more to see.
I cannot sleep, and my husband will not wake. What cruel jest is this?
Say the word, Lady Nerume. I will allow you to sleep in my bed.
Scoundrel! You think to steal me from my husband? From the city I call home?
I only stole your sleep, which I gifted to your husband. His inattention must make him harder to love.
What would you know of love, monster? You have none of it, and you will have none of me.
Your protests ring hollow, Lady Nerume. We shall see how much when I steal you away from husband and home.
What else can we learn?
Come to me, my little snowbird.
What have you done? Where am I?
This vault, I built it to hold a precious treasure deep below your walking city. I will keep you safe and away from interference.
Why have you done this? Is your heart as cold as this chamber?
Your heart is cold, Lady Nerume. Warming it to Rajin's shadow will unlock the prison built of your denial.
Never. I would rather freeze until time's end than share one warm moment with you.
So be it. This vault shall forever hold your frozen heart. I leave my mantle to conceal the shame you caused me. Farewell, Nerume.
Now we know why the fallen Esti faithful were forced to dig. We should speak of this. General Endari was certain she'd find Rajin's mantle beneath the fallen Esti winter site. She made the fallen Esti faithful dig for that frozen vault. It seems they have uncovered it. And it would certainly explain the frost trolls. Perhaps Kirtor can help. The fallen Esti faithful aren't led by anyone, but after the soldiers arrived, he worked to keep tempers calm. He may know where to find the vault. Last I saw, he was in an encampment near the dig site. Mostly fallen Esti faithful with a handful of soldiers. We should avoid the site itself. The frost trolls are down there. They're peaceful sorts. Most believe their faith will one day draw the walking city back from wherever it disappeared. You'd be better off asking them to explain their own delusion. I've noted it's not a religious experience for everybody. Some use the annual pilgrimage to hold a revel in Fallen Esti's honor. Any excuse to celebrate.